He laughed in my face and asked, "With what time?" when I asked him if he was cheating, yet he had already gotten his mistress pregnant while I was grieving my son. I'm the betrayed partner, a 40-something woman in Washington state, and for 12 years, I thought I was married to a man who loved me, not a liar who was literally screwing his coworker on the clock and blaming my childhood trauma for his actions. It was just over a month ago that I found out. 2 years. He was cheating for at least 2 years of our 12. Now we're separated, and the divorce is happening fast. It's funny, all I can think about now is the $300 tattoo gift certificate I bought him. What a waste of money and time. He's my soon-to-be ex-husband, Garrett. That whole life, all 12 years, just stopped. I keep going back to one moment. Why wasn't he treating me extra sweet or being more attentive after Leo died? It didn't make sense then. It makes terrible sense now. If you know this kind of anger, that sickening feeling when the clock stops, please subscribe. I need to know I'm not yelling into the void. Tell me in the comments where you're watching this from. I need to hear that I'm reaching someone. It's even worse because we live in a small town here in Washington. Garrett is in a special kind of retail. He doesn't want people knowing this stuff. I've posted before just trying to vent my pain, but one of his coworkers figured out who Garrett was. He got worried. The first thing he cared about was that my post would affect his ability to make money. That's his first concern. Not me, not Leo, just money. It's funny he cares so much about his job reputation now. He lost his last job because he was literally cheating with Sienna at work. That detail keeps coming back to me. He's always been careless. He said it was something else, some bullshit excuse, but it wasn't. It was Sienna. He was literally fucking her while he was supposed to be working. I mean, on the clock. And he lied to me. He looked me right in the eye and lied about getting fired. I should have known then that he was careless with everything, not just his job. I wish I could go back and leave him the very first time. I could have saved myself so much. He never told me the truth about Sienna. That job was gone because of his choices, but he made it sound like some big corporate mistake. It made me feel stupid and crazy later, finding out the real reason. I had to go talk to an old friend there just to confirm the unofficial truth. He can't tell the truth about anything. I drove out to his old workplace. I found a friend there who still worked with him. I had to ask. I had to know the truth about him getting fired. She confirmed it. Unofficially, she told me that the whole thing was about him having sex on the job. With Sienna. Not just once either. They had been investigating him for 6 months between the 2 times they caught him. 6 months! He was sneaking around and being stupid while lying to me the whole time. It's so much worse than I ever thought. 2 times! They caught him twice. That means he thought he could get away with it after the first time. The whole thing was one big risk to our marriage and his job. They investigated him for 6 months. He was just so careless. And then when he finally left after all this, I asked him straight up if there was someone else. He literally laughed in my face. He laughed and said, "With what time?" I hate that memory so much. It's just more proof he's a total liar. He knew exactly where he was finding the time. He was finding the time when his pants were down around his ankles on top of Sienna when he was supposed to be working. It's easy to find time for that. He had all the time in the world for her. He had no time for me, and he still had the courage to blame me for everything. He's such a piece of shit. He moved out, and then he actually tried to tell me the marriage failed because of me. He tried to say that maybe if I had shared more of the awful, dirty details of the abuse I suffered as a kid, he might have understood me better. He used that against me. He knew my first ex-husband, Marcus, used that history against me every single time we fought. Garrett knew that. He blamed my trauma, something I trusted him with, for his own cheating. He blamed me for the 2 years he was lying. What a great guy. He watched me deal with that for years, and then he copied it. He used the exact same playbook to try and get out of being a lying cheat. It feels like I wasted 12 years with a clone of the worst person I ever knew. He was supposed to be different. He wasn't. So yeah, he cheated for at least 2 years. That's what I know for sure now. 2 years he was keeping this massive secret while sharing my bed, while living in my house. It wasn't my fault. It was him. All the pain, all the fighting, it was just him being checked out of the marriage. And the worst thing? The timeline of his cheating runs right over the worst time in any parent's life. He was doing this when I found the coroner's van. He was already gone. I'm talking about December 4th, 2023. That was the day. It was the absolute worst day any parent can imagine. I came home from work and saw it. A coroner's van. It was parked right in my driveway. I knew instantly. That moment, getting out of my car, seeing that van, that's what I remember most. That was the day my son, Leo, died by suicide. My son, not ours together, but still my baby. I remember starting to walk to the front door feeling this horrible, cold dread, and then they stepped out of the van, the coroner's people. They stopped me right there in the driveway. They were the ones who told me that Leo was gone. I just stood there. I called Garrett. I needed him to come home. I expected him to drop everything and rush to comfort me. He came home, but it wasn't the comfort I needed. It felt so empty. Now I know why it felt empty. His comfort was nothing. He hugged me, I guess, but it felt hollow. He wasn't there. He was physically present, but emotionally absent. I kept thinking, how can he be so cold when my child just died? I kept asking myself why he wasn't doing more. A normal person would move mountains for their spouse in that kind of grief. Garrett didn't move a spoon. It was baffling. I kept thinking he must be stressed too, trying to make excuses for his absence. But the truth is, he was already checked out of the marriage. He was emotionally involved with Sienna and still sleeping with her. He had already prioritized her. He just didn't have any kindness left for me. He didn't have kindness because he was with her. I realized he was likely cheating on me at the exact time I needed him most. He was probably planning his new life while I was falling apart after finding the coroner's van. He was out there fucking Sienna, and I was calling him to come home, begging for comfort he didn't have to give. Knowing that he was actively involved with someone else when I was dealing with Leo's death, that's the cruelest timing I can imagine. It makes my stomach turn.
And the just timing just gets worse. He knocked up Sienna. She got pregnant a short time after Leo died. While I was barely functioning, dealing with the worst grief of my life, he was already starting a new family with her. I was still drowning in my pain and Leo's memory, and Garrett was setting up a nursery. I didn't even find out the truth until months later. He didn't even have the decency to tell me. He finally moved out of our home. He went straight to Sienna's place. He just left me here, dealing with the shock of the divorce and the grief over Leo. And then he had the nerve to mock me. He actually told me he was sure I was thinking about him a lot for someone I claimed to hate. Yeah, he's on my mind. He's on my mind because I didn't even know the truth until October 12th. He was gone, but the lies were still here. October 12th. I'll never forget that date. He had already moved out weeks earlier. I was cleaning up some of our old shared digital stuff, going through our Google account, and then I saw it. A series of 3 pictures he had uploaded. They showed Garrett, Sienna, and their baby, Zane. Just a little family photo album, chilling there for me to find. That's how I finally learned the full truth. Not from him, from a digital time capsule. That photo shattered me. The photos themselves were sickeningly sweet. Garrett smiling, holding Zane, standing next to Sienna, his new family. He had uploaded them to our shared account. He was so careless and so cruel. That's how I found out about the baby, Zane. It's hard to look at those pictures and realize he had started this whole new life while lying next to me for 2 years. The photos proved the whole timeline. It was all true. Yeah, Garrett is on my mind. How could he not be? I learned all of this about him at once. I'm glad the divorce is almost final, but I'm dealing with so much fresh grief right now. The 2-year anniversary of Leo's death is coming up, and I have this awful thought now. When I called Garrett to come home the night Leo died, I probably messed up one of his nightly hookups with Sienna. He rushed home from her to give me his comfort. That's how little I meant. That call for comfort was probably an inconvenience to him. I bet they were having a romantic night or something, and I ruined it. That thought is agonizing. He got 2 years to separate his feelings from me and our marriage. 2 whole years to move on and start a new life. For me, all of this is still new and fresh. The pain of the cheating is only a month old. The 2 years of lies are hitting me all at once. It's not fair. It's just so unfair. Garrett had all that time to be checked out, to separate his feelings from me. He was emotionally free for 2 years, but for me, finding out about all of it, the cheating, the baby, the lies, it's all relatively new and fresh. It hits me every time a Facebook memory pops up with Garrett and our dogs. That's why he's on my mind. Or when I look at that $300 gift certificate, I bought it for him for tattoo work. Now I'm using it for me. I reclaimed that money. It's mine now. It's just little things that put him on my mind. Facebook memories pop up with Garrett smiling with our dogs, and it's a punch to the gut. It reminds me of the person I thought he was. But the gift certificate is different. I got that $300 for him to get a tattoo. Now I'm using it for my tattoo. It feels like I'm taking back power. Thanks for that, Garrett. I wish I could erase the last 12 years entirely. I wish I had left him the first time he was unfaithful. I really wish I could go back. I really do. I could have saved myself so much time, money, and pain. All I can say now is I hope Garrett gets everything that is coming to him. Karma. He always said he hated kids and didn't want any. I hope the universe hears that. Now he has his baby Zane and Sienna's 6 other kids. 7 kids total in that house. I don't wish sickness on those little kids, but the truth is, when winter hits, they get sick, all of them. I hope Garrett and Sienna literally drown in diarrhea and vomit this winter. They deserve that chaos. They deserve misery. I really do hope they drown in it. Dominic, Sienna's partner, found out about all this cheating in July last year. Of course, it's harder to hide cheating when you're a chick and you get knocked up, especially when you haven't been having sex with your own partner. Sienna is just as bad as Garrett. Neither of them cares about the partners they hurt. So tell me, how do they sleep at night? How did Garrett sleep next to me for 2 years keeping that secret? I swear I fucking hate him so much.